bol, Nitai Gaura Hari bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritva Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Sunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyasravana Kirtanaha Hridayanto Stoi Abhadrani Vidonoti Sruhatsatam Nashtapraye Sabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna everyone. Discussing fourth canto, 24th chapter. Today we'll discuss verse number 42 onward. Share my screen. Right. Okay, please repeat. Namasta Asisham Isha
Namasta Ashisham Isha.
Manave Karanatmane
Manave Karatmane.
Namo Dharmaya Brihate
Namo Dharmaya Brihate.
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhase
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhashe.
Purushaya Puranaya
Purushaya Purunaya.
Sankhya Yogeswaraya Cha
Sankhya Sankhya Yogesh Varayacha. Namasta Ashisham Isha.
Namasta Ashisam Isha
Manave Karanatmane.
Manave Karanatmane
Namo Dharmaya Brihate.
Namo Dharmaya Brihate
Krishnaya Kunta Medhashe.
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhase
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhashe.
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhase.
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhashe.
Next, Mataji. One. You are reciting Mataji, right?
Yeah.
Purushaya. Next.
Purushaya Puranaya.
Purusaya Puranaya.
Shankha Yogeshwaraya Cha.
Sankhya Yogeswaraya Cha.
Nastashishamesha
Namasta Ashishamesha.
Manave Karanatmane
Manave Karanatmane.
Modharmaya Brihate
Namo Dharmaya Brihate.
Krishnaya Kuntamedase
Krishnaya Kuntha Medhashe.
Purushaya Puranaya
Purushaya Puranaya.
Sankhya Yogeshwaraya Cha
Shankha Yogeshwaraya Cha.
Okay. Synonyms. Namaha, offering obeisances.
Namaha, offering obeisances.
Say unto you.
Te unto you.
Asisam Isha, O topmost of all bestowers of benediction.
Ashisham Isha, O topmost of all bestowers of benediction.
Manave, unto the Supreme Mind or Supreme Manu.
Manave, unto the Supreme Mind or Supreme Manu.
Karanatmane, the Supreme Cause of all causes.
Karana Atmane, the Supreme Cause of all causes.
Namaha, offering obeisances.
Namaha, offering obeisances.
Dharmaya, unto one who knows the best of all religion.
Dharmaya, unto one who knows the best of all religion.
Brihate, the greatest.
Vrihate, the greatest.
Krishnaya, unto Krishna.
Krishnaya, unto Krishna.
Akuntha Medhase, onto one whose brain activity is never checked.
Akuntha Medhashe, unto one whose brain activity is never checked.
Purushaya, the Supreme Person.
Purushaya, the Supreme Person.
Puranaya, the oldest of the old.
Puranaya, the oldest of the old.
Sankhya Yogeshwaraya, the master of the principles of Sankhya Yoga.
Shankho Yoga Ishwarya, the master of the principle of Shankho Yoga.
Ja and
Ja and.
translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, you are the topmost of all bestowers, all benediction, the oldest and supreme enjoyer among all enjoyers. You are the master of all worlds, metaphysical philosophy, for you are the supreme cause of all causes, Lord Krishna. You are the greatest of all religious principles, the supreme mind, and you have a brain which is never checked by any condition. Therefore, I repeatedly offer my obeisances unto you. What? The word Krishnaya Akuntha Medhase are significant in this verse. Modern scientists have stopped their brain work by discovering the theory of uncertainty. But factually, for a living being, there cannot be any brain activity which is not checked by time and space limitation. The living entity is called Anu, an atomic particle of the Supreme Soul, and therefore his brain is also atomic. It cannot accommodate unlimited knowledge. This does not mean, however, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, has a limited brain. What Krishna says and does is not limited by time and space. In Bhagavad Gita 7.26, the Lord says, Vedaham samitityani vartamani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashchana. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. Krishna knows everything, but one cannot know Krishna without being favored by him. Thus, for Krishna and his representative, there is no question of a theory of uncertainty. What Krishna says is all perfect and certain and is applicable to the past, present, and future. Nor is there any uncertainty for one who knows exactly what Krishna says. The Krishna consciousness movement is based on Bhagavad Gita as it is, as spoken by Lord Krishna. And for those who are engaged in this movement, there is no question of uncertainty. Lord Krishna is also addressed herein as a Ashisham Isha. The great saintly personalities, sages, and demigods are able to offer benediction to ordinary living entities, but they in turn are benedicted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without being benedicted by Krishna, one cannot offer benediction to anyone else. The word Manave, meaning onto the Supreme Manu, is also significant. The Supreme Manu is Vedic literature is Swayambhuva Manu, who is an incarnation of Krishna. All the Manus are empowered incarnation of Krishna, Manvantara Avatar. There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, 420 in 1 month, and 5,040 in 1 year, and 504,000 Manus in a lifetime of Brahma. Since all the Manus are directors of human society, ultimately Krishna is the supreme director of human society. In another sense, the word Manave indicates the perfection of all kinds of mantras. The mantra delivers the conditioned soul from his bondage. So simply by chanting the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one can gain deliverance from any condition. Karanatmane, everything has a cause. The theory of chance is repudiated in this verse. Because everything has its cause, there is no question of chance. Because so-called philosophers and scientists are unable to find the real cause, they foolishly say that everything happens by chance. In a Brahma Samhita, Krishna is described here as the cause of all causes. Therefore, he is addressed herein as Karanatmane. His very personality is the original cause of everything, the root of everything, and the seed of everything. As described in the Vedanta Sutra 1.1.2, Janmadesya Yatha, the absolute truth is the supreme cause of all emanation. Okay. Last two paragraphs, can someone read?
I can read, Prabhu.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The word Sankhya Yogeshwaraya is also significant here. For Krishna is described in Bhagavad Gita as Yogeshwara, master of all mystic powers. Without possessing inconceivable mystic powers, one cannot be accepted as God. In this age of Kali, those who have a little fragmental portion of mystic power claim to be God. But such pseudo-gods can only be accepted as fools, for only Krishna is the supreme person who possesses all mystic and yogic perfections. The Sankhya Yoga system, popular at the present moment, was propounded by the atheist Kapila But the original Sankhya Yoga system was propounded by an incarnation of Krishna also named Kapila, the son of Devahuti. Similarly, Dattatreya, another incarnation of Krishna, also explained the Sankhya Yoga system. This Krishna is the origin of all Sankhya Yoga systems and mystic yoga powers. The words Purushaya Puranaya are also worthy of special attention. In Brahma Samhita, Krishna is accepted as the Adi Purusha, the original person or the original enjoyer. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is also accepted as Purana Purusha, the oldest person. Although he is the oldest of all personalities, he is also the youngest of all, or Navayavana. Another significant word is Dharmaya. Since Krishna is the original propounder of all kinds of religious principles, it is said, Dharmam tu Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. Bhagavatam 6.3.19. No one can introduce a new type of religion, for religion is already there, having been established by Lord Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna informs us of the original Dharma and asks us to give up all kinds of religious principles. The real Dharma is surrender unto him. In the Mahabharata, it is also said, He cha Veda Vido Vipra, He Chadhyatma Vidho Janaha, Te Vadanti Mahatmanam, Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. The purport is that one who has studied the Vedas perfectly, who is a perfect Vipra or knower of the Vedas, knows what spiritual life actually is, speaks about Krishna, the Supreme Person, as one's Sanatan Dharma. Lord Shiva, therefore, teaches us the principles of Sanatan Dharma. Hare Krishna.
Bhumijnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurube Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschyata Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shvasadi Gaurav Sama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. We are discussing the Lord Shiva's prayers to various forms of Krishna. The Lord Shiva is instructing to Prachetas. So when he is offering these prayers, through the prayers, he is glorifying the Krishna, he is glorifying the exalted position of Krishna, and also he is establishing the Sambandha Jnana. In other way, in other sense, what we need to understand, through the prayers, Lord Shiva is instructing the Prachetas. So we discussed how he offered prayers to different predominating deities, of different gross element, subtle element. And now in this section, he is glorifying directly Krishna. Yesterday also we discussed that. He says the Supreme Personality of God of Krishna is an instigator of dharmas, giver of result of worshipping Pitrus, giver of result of irreligious acts, adharma. He punishes those who follow irreligious principles, and the giver of the death and miseries to the miscreant people. In continuation, that in this verse, very elaborately, Lord Shiva prays. He says, you are the topmost of all bestower of all benediction. Ashisham Isha. You are the topmost of all bestowers of all benediction. So, what are the benediction we get from various demigods or some other sources? Lord Krishna is the topmost bestower of all benediction. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, any benediction received from demigods or coming from me only. So this is what, Prabhupada explained about this statement, Ashima Isha. He says, Lord Krishna is also addressed herein as Ashima Isha, the great saintly personalities, sages, and demigods are able to offer benediction to ordinary living entities, but they in turn are benedicted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what important. Like if you get any benediction from different sources, those they are benedicted from Krishna, or Krishna is indirectly giving such benediction. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says 7.20th and 21 verses. If you go there, we can find that Krishna says about the position of the demigods, how the demigods are offering benediction, etc. So that is why here Lord Shiva prays that you are the supreme benedictor. Ashima. Ashima Isha. Right? So Prabhupada also says here, without being benedicted by Krishna, one cannot offer benediction to anyone else. Right? So that is what. So we may approach to different demigods, or sometimes people are cheated by so-called gurus also. They do not believe in God, but they believe in those gurus. They say that because of the guru's mercy and whatever, they are getting benediction, etc. But here Lord Shiva says, the benediction, Krishna is the supreme benedictor. So without being benedicted by Krishna, one cannot offer benediction to anyone else. Okay? So that is what I understand. This is the verse where Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.21, he said that yo yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitam ichhati tasya chalam shraddham tam eva vidadharmyaham. So what he says, I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. So even if someone has a desire to worship demigod, that also comes from Krishna. Then next verse he says 7.22. सा तया श्रद्धया युक्तास तस्यार्धनम ईहते लभते च तथा कामन मय्येवा vihitan hitan. So then he says, endowed with such a faith. So Krishna make them to develop faith on particular demigods, right? So that's what. Then what happened? Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. And like people approach different demigods, they get a faith, they develop a faith. How Krishna helps them to develop a faith on particular demigod, and when they continue their worship or their devotion to such any particular demigods, then what happened? The people gets their desire fulfilled, because they worship the demigods and demigods fulfill, because the reason they ask different material benefits, so they get their desires are fulfilled. But how does demigod fulfill their desires? So here Krishna says that, but in actuality, those benefits are bestowed by me alone. So we think that, oh, demigods are bestowing mercy on him. Demigods are fulfilling our desires, but actually those desires are fulfilled through Krishna only. Krishna is indirectly sanctioning those desires or providing those mercy through the demigods. This is what we need to understand clearly. So we need to understand that the demigods cannot award benediction to their devotees without the permission of the Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord, but the demigod do not forget. So that is why the worship of demigods and achievement of desired result are not due to the demigods, but due to the Supreme Personality of Godhead arrangement. So the less intelligent people, alphamedasa, less intelligent people, they do not understand that, and they avoid Krishna. They don't believe in Krishna, but they have a faith on different demigods. And when they understand this philosophy, then naturally, if we are intelligent, what we should do? As Krishna says that, those who are worshipping demigods for different benefit, even though mercy, akama karma, kama, sarva kama. Anything we have desire, right? Instead of worshipping a demigod, we should worship Krishna, because Krishna says that they are worshipping wrongly, abhidhi purvakam. So instead of approaching all the demigods, we should approach Krishna, even though we have a material desire, even though we have a moksha, whatever desire we have, we should perform devotional service. Trivena bhakti yogena. So one should perform devotional service to Krishna. So this is what Lord Shiva also confirming here, saying that Ashisha Isha, Ashima Isha, means he is the topmost benedictor. Then Lord Shiva says, he's offering obeisances unto Krishna, who is Asima Isha. Then Manave Karanatmane. Manave means so there are two meanings to this word Manave. One is Manave means here saying that Krishna is the supreme Manu. So, and also another meaning is perfection of all kinds of mantra. That is also known as Manave. Okay. So he is the The topmost is the Supreme Manu. So Manu, we know that every Manvantara has one Manu. So what is Manvantara? So when we divide the Brahma's lifespan, right? So we discussed this topic many times. So it is just a quick refresh. Okay. So anyone wants to talk about what is the relation with Brahma's lifespan, Manu, Manvantara, how many Manvantara, what is Kalpa? Can someone answer or talk about that? Anyone would like to give a try? Hare Krishna. Anyone? Or no one? Okay, talk about one at a time then. What is Kalpa?
One yoga cycle, Prabhuji? Sorry, I'm not sure.
What, Mataji?
Is it one yoga cycle, Prabhuji?
No.
Sorry.
So Brahma, right? Brahma's
Brahma's one day
for
and night is called one kalpa, right, Prabhuji?
one kalpa is okay. Yeah, it's like okay. Let me tell you. Let's count like we have a yugas, right? One yuga. We have Satya Yuga. We have a Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Okay. So we know that every yuga has a certain duration. So Kali Yuga has 432,000 years, right? That is the duration of Kali Yuga, 432,000 years. Years or earthly years, okay? Like as we count, 1 year is 365 days, right? So like that, 432,000 years is the duration of Kali Yuga. So we have just crossed 5,500 almost years. So now we can understand, it's not just the initial period of Kali Yuga, right? And then Treta will be double the Kali Yuga, and Dwapar is triple, and Satya Yuga 4 times, like that, 4 times the Kali Yuga. That is that. So this 4 Kali Yuga, these 4 yugas is called Chatur Yuga. So 1 Chatur Yuga cycle. Okay. Like that, Brahma's one daytime, like let's consider, if you consider our daytime, day and night, right? One day, complete day consists of 12 hours and 12 hours. So we consider it as 12 hours daytime, 12 hours nighttime, right? Like that, Brahma's one day is daytime is 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycle. Okay, 1,000 Chatur Yuga. One Chatur Yuga itself has, we know that if you compare with our years, it's like a huge, like one Chatur Yuga, like 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycle is a one day time of Brahma. And that 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycle is called one Kalpa. Okay. Then again, the night, Brahma goes to sleep every day, right? And again, he sleeps for 12 hours, according to his 12 hours. So that is again 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycle. When he sleeps, another Kalpa. So one complete day of Brahma is 2 Kalpa. Okay. So when he goes to sleep, the partial annihilation happens. Only we have a 14 planetary system, right? only upper a few planets will not be annihilated during the partial annihilation, but rest all the planets will be annihilated when Brahma goes to sleep. And again, next day when he wakes up, again the entire process starts, the creation. Brahma will be creating all the, he'll be responsible for the creation, all the again creation, So like that, Brahma lives for 100 years. So it's think about that. One day is 2000 Chaturyuga cycle, 2 kalpa, and 1 year, and then like that we can count 100 years. So now every day of Brahma, right? As we said that 1000 Chaturyuga cycle, that 1000 Chaturyuga cycle is divided into 14 manvantaras. Okay, think like that. So one manvantara comes almost 71 to 72 Chaturyuga cycle. Okay, so in every manvantara there will be one Manu who is the head of mankind. Manu is the certain position, you can consider like that, right? So this is what he said that. And here, the Supreme Manu, he said the Supreme. Sometimes Krishna takes that, Krishna becomes Manu also, it's a portion. In some Manvantara, Krishna comes as incarnation and take that post also, Manu post, certain Manvantara. So this is what the calculation, about Brahma's days, Manvantara, Manu. So this is what Lord Shiva said, that you are the Supreme Manu. Okay. So then he also says that the perfection of all kinds of mantra, right? So if you see that, Prabhupada explains the statement. The word Manave, meaning onto the Supreme Manu, is also significant. The Supreme Manu in the Vedic literature is Swayambhuva Manu, who is the incarnation of Krishna. All the Manus are empowered incarnation of Krishna, Manvantara avatars. So every Manvantara there will be one Manvantara avatar also. So this is what Prabhupada explained, the 14 Manvantara and all this, right? Since all the Manus are directors of human society, ultimately Krishna is the supreme director of human society. In another sense, the word Manave indicates the perfection of all kinds of mantras. So the mantra delivers the conditioned soul from his bondage. So simply by chanting the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one can gain deliverance from any condition. So this is what Lord Shiva says. Then come to next, Karanatmani. He is the cause of all causes. And even Brahma, in the Brahma Samhita, the first verse, Brahma also says this: Iswaraha Parama Krishna, Shachitananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. In this material world, anything we see, anything is created has certain cause. It's not that, or some it's it's created because of someone's effort. Okay, as Newton says that the energy is not created or not destroyed. It is converted from one form to another form, right? So that similarly, if you see anything in this material world has a cause behind it and it has a creator. So who is that creator? That Krishna is the cause of all causes. That's why Prabhupada condemns on the philosophy or on the theories or theories which are given by scientists, the Big Bang theory, all this, they say that, oh, this entire world, universe, or the planets are created based on the Big Bang theory, means two objects hit each other and it become pieces and all the different planets are created, right? This is called Big Bang theory or something like that, right? But no, that is not what. They say the by chance, there is nothing called by chance. Even in our day-to-day life, we come across happiness, distress, something. It's not by chance. There is a reason behind it. That's what we need to understand. We need to, when you dig into that, we can, our shastras gives the answer to this. If someone is happy, someone is stressed. If someone is, poor, someone is rich, someone is having something, right? Everything has a reason behind it, not by chance. So that's why here Lord Shiva says that you are the cause of all causes, And Prabhupada says everything has a cause. The theory of chance is repudiated in this verse. Because everything has its cause, there is no question of chance, right? This is what says that. His very personality is the original cause of everything, the root of everything, and the seed of everything. As described in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadesya Yatha, the absolute truth is the supreme cause of all emanation. Okay? Then Lord Shiva says, Namo Dharmaya Bruhate. So Dharmaya Bruhate means greatest of all religious principles. Lord Krishna is the greatest of all religious principles. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is the topmost religion? First of all, what is religion means? Religion is a process or method by which one can become religious. What is religious means? Religious means to understand about God. That is called, anything relation to the God is called religious. So the method, the process to become a religious is known as religion. So we have a different religion we call, right? We have a Christianity, we have a Muslims, we have a Sanatana. So all the religions talks about the process and the method to become religious. That is a religion, to become God conscious, etc. So release, and out of all religion, the greatest religion is what Krishna is the all greatest religion of all religion is the Sanatana, becoming Krishna consciousness. That's what he says. Sarva dharman paritajya, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mam ekam saranam raja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha yashyami masucha. Right? So sarva dharman, there are varieties of religions, but ultimate religion is, Krishna says, forget, abandon all kind of religion. You need not to worry about this religion, this process, that process, this, karma kanda, jnana kanda, upasana kanda, Vedas, Upanishad, all these things. You need not to worry about all these things. Only the highest dharma is surrender to Krishna, surrender to me. That is the highest. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam. Just to surrender unto me. That is what the highest dharma. And Krishna, Bhagavatam also, Sutta Goswami say, Sabai pamsa paro dharma ato bhaktir adokhyaje. For every living being, the highest dharma is performing devotional service onto Adokshaja, on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why here you say, Lord Shiva says, greatest of all religious principle is Lord Krishna is the dharmaya bruhate. Bruhat means big, ultimate, right? Okay. So this is what is. Then coming to the next statement. Krishnaya akuntha medhase. So akuntha medhase means on whose mind is never checked, whose mind is not disturbed, whose mind doesn't flicker, as unlike the common living being, our mind is conditioned. Our mind flickers, our desire changes continuously, based on our mood changes. But Krishna is the akuntha medhase. Kuntha means anxiety. Akuntha means he has no anxieties. He has no influence on any material things. He has no influence with with the modes of nature, right? That's why he is known as Akuntha Krishnaya. Krishna is the Akuntha Medhase. So on this statement, Krishna says that the word Krishnaya, Akuntha Medhase are significant in it. Modern scientists have stopped their brain work by discovering the theory of uncertainty. But factually, for a living being, there cannot be any brain activity which is not checked by the time and space limitation. A living entity is called Anu, an atomic particle of the Supreme Soul, and therefore his brain is also atomic. It cannot accommodate unlimited knowledge. It doesn't mean, however, that the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna has a limited brain. What Krishna says and does is not limited by time and space. So we are Anu, Krishna is a Vibhu, Krishna is unlimited. We have a very tiny brain. Sometimes with this tiny brain, we try to understand bigger thing which is beyond our imagination. Krishna's creation, Krishna's Leela, Krishna's activities, Krishna's plan are beyond our imagination. Our brain cannot process it. Human brain is advanced, superior than all other living species. A human being has a highest consciousness, highest, very brain can process maximum of knowledge, but still human brain has a limitation. It cannot go beyond that certain thing. That's why many times what happens, people try to find out or answer to the various questions which Krishna says. And because our mind doesn't reach that thing, they do not understand. And finally they say, oh, these are all bogus theory. They don't have a faith because that doesn't make sense to them. But how does it make sense? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matta smutir jnana apohanancha. Krishna says that to understand something, we need intelligence. To understand something, we need some kind of remembrance. And who gives that? Krishna is giving all of us. So instead of believing on ourselves, instead of being puffed up with our tiny brain, what should we do? We should surrender to Krishna. And with the surrendering, what happens? When you regularly worship Krishna, remember Krishna, satatam kirtayantanam bhajatam piriti purvakam. If you worship Krishna with a full of love and affection, then what happens? Krishna says that dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupiyantite. If you have any doubt, if you are struggling to understand some concept, I will give you knowledge by which you will understand. But if you try to understand Krishna by mental speculation, by having and being puffed up with our position, our knowledge, etc., we never understand Krishna. And that is what is happening with the so-called scientist, so-called philosopher, transcendentalists. They try to understand Krishna by mental speculation, by using their material knowledge, material mind, material strength. They are puffed up with their position, and they try to find out, try to understand Krishna. That's why they're unsuccessful in their effort, and finally they're saying that they come with the theory called uncertainty, all this thing, some kind of there is no God, all this thing. They're coming to the conclusion that that is what happening. But here we need to understand that Krishna is the unlimited. Krishna, Prabhupada quotes from verse. The Krishna says that I know everything that has happened in the past, all that's happening in the present, and all those things that are yet to come. So the same thing even Krishna says to Arjuna in the chapter where Krishna, where Arjuna asks question, right? How do you know all this, everything? Because Krishna says that, he gave this knowledge to sun god Vaivasvan, then Ichwaku, then like that all the knowledge is getting transferred from one person to another through the disciple succession, and but the down the line the chain has been broken, and now I'm giving you this knowledge to you so that you can start the chain again. So then Krishna asks, Vaivasvan, all are they are sun god Vaivasvan. They're very old. How do you know? Krishna. He's thinking that Krishna is born along. It's not like he has no idea of that Krishna's position. That's why he's asking that question. Even though he has knowledge of Krishna, but at that moment Krishna is Krishna is bewildering Arjuna using his yoga maya so that he can ask those questions. So Krishna says that, I know past, present, and everything, right? So this is what it says. The next, Lord Shiva says, Purushaya Puranaya. So he is the Purusha. He is the ultimate Purusha, and he is the Purana. Purana means he is the permeable person. He is the old. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Also, Arjuna, after hearing all Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says that, right? You are the Purana. You are the greatest. You are the supreme personality, Godhead, etc. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, and Arjuna says he confessed, he confirmed that position of Krishna. Finally, he said that Sankhya Yoge Swarajya, master of Sankhya principle. Sankhya is Swara. He is the Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy means Sankhya means a number. We know that the Sankhya philosophy talks about all the material, all the creation. We know the five. It's through the numbers they can analyze and find the position, understand the God, right? like we have five working senses, five knowledge acquiring senses, five gross elements, five subtle elements, like the 20, then mind, intelligent and false, you got 23, then Mahatattva 24. So this is all the by number analysis, right? They understand Krishna and other things. So that's called Sankhya philosophy, the Sankhya yoga. So this is what is it. Here Lord Shiva says that you are the master of Sankhya principle. So Yogeshwara. Yogeshwara means he is the Yogesh. He is the master of all the yoga. So like that, Lord Shiva worship, offer his obeisances to Krishna. I offer respect to you and to you because you are. Finally, Prabhupada here comment that in the Adi Purusha, Supreme Purusha, right? On the Adi Purusha, he comment in the Mahabharata, that he's quoting from Mahabharata. The purport is that one who has studied the Vedas perfectly, who is perfect Vipra. Vipra means knowledgeable or Brahm or knower of the Vedas, who knows what is spiritual life actually speaks about Krishna, the Supreme Person. As one Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal Dharma. Lord Shiva therefore teaches us the principle of Sanatana Dharma. Lord Shiva offer his prayers, and it's a beautiful explanation, right? See how detailed Lord Shiva glorify Krishna, taking all consideration, So this is what, basically the Sambandha Jnana Krishna, Lord Shiva is giving to Prachetas, understand Krishna, who is Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comments from anybody? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's offer our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhevacha. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All assembled devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone.